Hey, how's everyone doing? Welcome. We're going to be starting a new series on self-empowerment with different episodes to come. If you guys watched our previous sessions, they were on self-love, and we're starting a new one now on self-empowerment. So, hey Veronica, how's it going? So, we're going to be talking with Karuna, who's a hypnotherapist, a certified life coach as well. And let's get her accepted. Here we
Hey,
go. Hey Karuna.
how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good.
I'm ex-
Sorry to everybody, we started a little late today.
I'm excited to start a new series with you. I was just briefly explaining, we did a series, we started actually last year in December, and it was all on self-love. And now we're starting a new series on self-empowerment.
Yeah, and just giving a brief introduction about ourselves before we get started. Yeah. So you want to get started about yourself?
Sure, yeah, I am a certified life coach from the Jain Certification School. And I'm currently coaching empaths to sort of spread their light, protect their energy, and build deeper relationships within themselves and others.
Great. And my name is Karuna, and I am a certified life coach. I'm a hypnotherapist too. I do a lot of energy work, Reiki, pranic healing, my own healing modalities. I also do past life regression in between life and quite a few other things actually. and yes, we are excited to start our second series. As Julie already mentioned, we did a series on self love because we believe that if you make love as the foundation of your life, you can build a really way better, fulfilling, and happy life. So if you keep love as the foundation of our everything that we do in our life, then self empowerment is about building power on top of that because people can misuse power otherwise, right? But if you're coming from a place of love, then you're not going to misuse the power that you have within you. So I think that's, we still believe that if you haven't seen the self love series, go ahead. It's there on my YouTube channel, Karuna Healing Center, and on Julie's Instagram page also. So, two different places where you can go check out the episodes.
And
All
how,
right.
and how our episodes work is, we have a theme, which this theme is self-empowerment, and we'll have 10 more episodes with different themes and topics on this idea. And so let's start off with sort of giving a brief definition of what we feel like self-empowerment really means.
Yeah, self empowerment is basically taking control of your life, right? We keep giving our power away to others, and this happens gradually from childhood, where we give our power away to people, places, situations, habits, addictions, and so many different ways we give our power away. And when we do that, there is a part of us that actually dies because that part of us is no longer usable because somebody else is controlling that part of our energy field. And yes, I'm an energy worker, and Julie believes in it too. So we are starting on a presumption that everybody understands we are energy being. So part of our energy gets locked up when we lose our power, right? And it happens from childhood because we have parents, teachers, friends, relatives who tell us how to live our life, what to do, what we should believe in, how we should dress also, right? And there are so many other ways where we are told what to do with ourselves, and we kind of accept it because of cultural norms, family values, and rules and regulations that we have to follow. But over time, if we have given too much of our power away, then we start feeling powerless. We start feeling more frustrated and upset, and resentment builds up because you can't take your life in the direction you want to go. And other people are controlling your life. Other people are deciding how your life should be lived like. And I think that's where we want to start the settle empowerment. How can you get your power back into yourself, right? And start collecting all the little pieces of energy that you've left behind, bring it back and assimilate it again. What do you think, Julie?
Yeah, I love that summary, really taking control of your life. And I think it's a process and a journey, as always, of gaining confidence and building that strength of really taking charge of your destiny and what you want this life to be at the end of the day, and how you want to wake up every day, feeling energized, and see what brings you joy, and what makes you happy in that sense.
Yeah, and that is so true because as we keep growing up, we realize that we want to live a different life, maybe from the way our family lived or way others are living, right? Because many of us have dreams and we have passions that we want to follow. But because of various different reasons, we are not living the life we want to live. And hence, you can never be really, truly happy and fulfilled in your life if you are not able to live your dreams, right? But to get power, power is a very powerful energy, right? So we also have to learn how to manage the power that we have. We are infinite beings. We have actually so much power that it's beyond our mind to even understand what we can do, right? But how to access that power so that we can go forward into our life doing the things we want to do, right? And I don't know, different cultures have different ways. Like I came from an Asian culture, and many times we give our power away to the adults because of belief that we need to respect them, which is true. We do need to respect them, but also we don't really need to live our life by what they say and ask us to do, right? Somewhere along the line, you may realize that I want to live a different life. And so also, I think a lot of parents have this belief system that they know best for their child, right? And I know both of us come from different cultures. So I know that in my culture, many times, not all the time, of course, parents decide what career the child should follow. It's like, oh, we are a family of engineers, so you have no choice but to become an engineer. Right. So again, your power is taken away because maybe you want to be a musician, but they will tell you that musician doesn't get to be a career that they appreciate, maybe, and they wanted to follow another career. So you gave your power away there. So it's like almost if your life is like a car, you gave the steering wheel to somebody else and that person is driving your car. So now you have to go to whichever destination they take you into,
Yeah.
right? Versus you wanting to go where you want to set your GPS.
Yeah. And so throughout this series, we'll be talking about, more of that limiting beliefs, the, getting out of that victim mindset, how to empower yourself. And, and a big piece of the empowerment is how you're reacting in certain situations. Like you said, how you're analyzing what's happening to you and how you're reacting to it. So, a good example is you just get fired from your job. There's two ways to react. One, you sort of just you give up, you don't really, be proactive about doing something about it, versus the empowerment is sort of the reactive phase that you're going to go into. Do you, then reach out to your old colleagues? Do you, job search? Do you write emails? Do you, network, contact other people? And that's the empowerment of how can you step into your life every day in a place that's going to lift you up versus a place that's going to keep you stagnant and stuck.
Yeah, and also other things that we do when we lose our power is sometimes it's just easier to go with the flow rather than to stand up for yourself. And that's why we give up our power, because it's just easy to go with the flow. Even though we are not happy with it, we just go with the flow. And there's where we lose our power. And then we lose our self-confidence after a while because we are not driving our own car. And our self-esteem can go down a lot, right? Fears can take over, and that could limit you from exerting your power also. Or maybe you never learn to have power, right? But there are so many cultures in the world where really you don't have the power. Everybody else controls how your life should be. You should be living your life. So self-empowerment is how can I bring myself into my own power? How can I shine brighter? How can I make my light brighter? How can I not have a fear of failure? Because when you have power, of course, you're going to trip and fall at times, right? Because you're still learning how to manage the power. It's a very strong energy. And can you allow yourself to trip and fall sometimes? And then learn that, yeah, it's okay. I trust myself. I can get up and I can walk again, right? So sometimes I think it's very difficult to get your power in your hand, because to get your power back in your hands, you really have to know yourself very well. Right? You need to know what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are. You need to know what your goals are. You need to know what do you want from your life. And sometimes thinking about all those things is like, I don't really want to think about it. I rather you decide for me what I need to do. Right?
The overwhelmment that you feel in those moments, and you sort of fold
Mm,
versus thinking of dreaming bigger and brainstorming
mm.
and seeing what kind of mindset you need to be in order to make those things happen. So these are all sort of topics that will go even deeper in, as the series progress. And anyone who's watching the live right now or the replay, drop in the comments and let us know, what some of the topics about empowerment, self-empowerment that you're interested in, and we can sort of explore and talk about those areas. And if you have any questions, let us know. But one of the, reflective questions that I want to start with is ask yourself, what does empowerment mean to you? And when do you feel empowered? What sort of things are you doing when that empowerment comes up? And start analyzing and building that awareness of, which incidents, which moments, and which, environments bring you more of that self-empowerment.
And also the other way around, become aware when you're giving your power away. Because you don't even realize it because you got so used to giving it away that you don't realize. I just came back from a trip from India just a few days ago. And I realized that I had changed in the last 4 years since I last went there. And I realized I was able to stand up for myself most of the time and say, you know what? I really don't want to do this. Because other people are deciding how my day should go, who I should meet, where I should be going, what I should be eating. And it's like, I didn't even realize I was allowing others to do all that as I was growing up. But now suddenly I'm more aware, yeah, I really don't want to eat more, right? And one of the ways of showing love in India, for example, is through food. And I totally get that, you show your love through food. But at the same time, I want to balance it with what I really want to put in my mouth. Right? So it's like, okay, learning to say, okay, I don't really want to eat so much, or I really don't want to eat this anymore. Right? So you're taking your power back slowly, right? And saying, okay, I am in control of what's going into my mouth. I'm in control of how I want to spend my day. Right? It's not about rejecting what others are recommending. You can listen to their recommendation. If it aligns with what your heart wants to do, then go ahead and do it. But ultimately, you are the decision maker. You need to make the decision about whatever situations you want to be in. It's your decision totally, and not allowing others to decide what situations you should get into. Right? Especially when it comes to emotional drama and all these things, you have a choice of not engaging in all the emotional drama that goes on in family and friends and neighborhoods. And you can actually, even in the news, right? You have a choice whether you want to listen to news where there is a lot of drama going on or not. Right? So taking your power back is also taking full control and full responsibility for your life. That can be scary at times, right? To take complete responsibility. Otherwise, who are you going to blame now? Because you got used to blaming, like, my life sucks because you didn't let me do this. My life sucks because you didn't give me those things.
Yeah.
But now you can't say that anymore. It's like you are taking full responsibility. You're taking full power back in your hands.
Yeah, I think we can both agree that that's sort of the power of personal growth and personal development. And it's going inward into all of these ideas and concepts of how can I better my life and how can I take ownership and responsibility that in reality everything is in my own hands and I have the control of it. So I think that's the beauty of either working with a coach or doing the inner work yourself, is going deeper into those levels and peeling back the layers of the onion to discover what that is, where those are, and how you can empower yourself more and more.
Yeah, and I think that's where a life coach can help you a lot, because they can help you dig into your different layers. And because sometimes it's so tricky, your mind, that you don't even know how many layers you built upon yourself. Right? So you want to achieve a particular goal, for example, then are you aligning your actions with the goals you want to achieve? And if you're not, then what's going on underneath the scene?
Yeah.
Right? Because taking back your power means also saying, okay, this is how I want to live my life, and these are the things I want to do. So you're setting goals for yourself, you're setting milestones for yourself, and now you want to align your actions towards those milestones. And you need to have the courage to break societal norms at times. Right? Because society may say, no, you can't go down this path. This is what you should do because this is the right path for you. And you're saying, no, I don't want to go there. I want to go this way. Right? So building up that courage within you, building up that strength within you, and having the persistence, to follow through on your actions. I think that is really empowers you, because you feel so much better when you know that you have full control over your life versus somebody else telling you what to do. Right? And I think we all have forgotten to take our power back, because over time we have given it up with so many rules, regulations that are imposed on us from all different forces. It's time now for us to become really vigilant, becoming really self-aware of where are you giving your power away? Where are you doing things you don't want to do? What are your limiting beliefs? What are your fears that are holding you back? What is stopping you from making the decisions, right? So many times we procrastinate.
Yeah.
And I think all of us do that.
Yeah, and essentially it's really finding your voice and finding, like you said, the courage and being brave to step into and asking for what you really want. So that's really the big summary of what this empowerment series is going to be. And we really look forward to everyone interacting and commenting what their thoughts are, what came up for them. And we will go from there in building out this topic on self-empowerment and all the pieces that are sort of needed to.
So I think we're going to talk, just like we did for self-love, we're going to talk about what prohibits us from having our power back. And then also what is enhancing qualities that we can have, that we can enhance more and more so that we can get our power back, right? And how can we feel more self-empowered? How can we build our courage? How can we build our confidence? How can we build our self-esteem? How can we learn to set realistic goals for ourselves, right? And how do we go about setting goals? And what do we need to do to achieve the goals we are setting, right? So I think there are so many aspects that go into self-empowerment. Right? We're talking about personal self-empowerment, right? Each one of us taking responsibility for our own life and going forwards from there, right? Many times we adopt a victim mindset, right? Because we think we don't have power. So we act like a victim, right? And that's should be a immediately red flag for you when you start acting like a victim. As like, oh, it means I've given my power away to somebody else. So where have I given my power away?
And the thing is, oftentimes we don't really realize that we're playing the role of the victim or the role of the savior or, any of those things. We're sort of in it. And then it's only after when we start reflecting and pulling ourselves out from that situation, do we, really see where that is leading us and what is that causing in our own life. So I'm really excited, Karuna, to start with you and get back to it. And I'm sure we're going to have lots of deep discussions and lots of threads, and as always, looking at the holistic side of everything and kind of piecing together all of the different things, which again is very much also related to self-love and all the sort of topics that we've discussed also in the past.
Yeah, so I think we're building it on the foundation that you understand that loving yourself is the basis, and then using the power, because we really want to use the power constructively, right? And also hopefully we'll share some paradigm shift ways of thinking, right? We both are very intuitive, so we are pretty much doing this session without too much thinking about it, right? We just come together and we talk on different things. So I'm hoping in this episode now we'll bring up some new ways of thinking for people to look at life a little bit more differently than the conventional way of looking. So we are spiritual beings in a human body, and sometimes I think we are too human, and we need to kind of come and go up a notch and see ourselves as a spiritual being. And then from that viewpoint or that vista point, when you look down into your human self, you're very much more aware of yourself.
Yeah.
Right? So I think we're going to kind of play between both the sides, from the human side to the spiritual side and from the spiritual side to the human sides. So that's where our holistic approach is going to be, right? And we welcome any questions, clarifications you guys have, or any particular topics you would like us to include in the empowerment, because it's such a huge, big elephant, and we're going to try to pick up little parts of it and talk about it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We want to live an abundant life. We deserve abundance. We deserve the best in everything that we want in our lives. And how do we go about getting there?
Yeah, thanks so much, Karuna, for tuning in, and everyone watching right now the live, and those who will be watching the replay. Sharing your comments, what stood out to you, and what empowerment means to you, and where it is that you feel empowered. And stay tuned for future episodes on this topic.
Yeah, and we'll probably be doing it next Wednesday at either noon or 12:30. We'll let you guys know. All right, and sorry about today. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the week, guys.
See you. Bye.